And you know what? Some men even have the audacity to make me pay for that coffee.
No way.
That's crazy.
Actually, I had an experience like that where I made
a girl. Ricardo.
Well, I did not make her pay for coffee.
I never would have thought you're the type.
Yeah, it was
What did you do? Was she that ugly in person?
No. No. Listen,
what's her name? What's her Instagram handle?
I'm not going to put myself.
Shout out to you, ugly girl.
No, wait. You can't do that.
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. You're gonna get me in trouble, huh? No, it's a story, and we dated for like 2 years afterwards.
Ricardo.
Listen, I got in my head, like, one of my friends that was like one of my ex-friend. He was, boys. We're talking like boys. He was like, hey man, like nowadays you gotta make the girl pay for the date. Like if you take her out, you gotta. And then me, like I really genuinely take his advice serious. Like that was one person that was just like, okay, he knows better than I do.
Okay.
Blah 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 blah. So then this girl, literally the girl that I've always wanted in my life, and then I took her out. The first time taking her out, I think first or second time taking her out.
I know this girl.
Yeah, we went to Five Guys.
Okay.
And then she's literally standing on the line, and then I went first. My dumbass, I went first, and I paid
for yourself.
For myself. And then she went. She was expecting me to pay because obviously, like, you ask her out, then it's like it's something that you're supposed to do. I'm supposed to pay, but then
chivalry is dead here, guys.
Yeah, and then we ended up dating for 2 years, and then she constantly reminded me of that. She's like, hey, remember when you made me pay for my food? And then I was like, yeah, I know. My bad. Like, it was one of those moments where I was just like, okay, yo, my friend told me I have to make these girls pay. And I could have missed out.
That's why he's not your friend anymore.
Yeah. People move on. I this is something that I've been realizing a lot in my life is like, change is good.
Of course.
Yeah, change is good. Some people you expect to stay in your life for like a long time, and then things happen. And at first I was so against it because I was just like, why are you leaving me? Because I'm just like, okay, like I have abandonment issues that I know that I'm aware of it. And I'm like, I have made so many memories with you. Mm-hmm. And we've been through a lot of stuff together. Like this is one of those things where I'm very attached to that. Mm-hmm. And then like having that person now no longer being in my life, that thing used to destroy me. But now I'm looking at it from a different perspective where I'm like, sometimes it's okay to kind of like have a moment where like you enjoy this person's presence in your life, and you enjoy the memories, you enjoy all the battles you guys went through. Mm-hmm. And then once it's done, and then you just move on with it. I think I've been learning a lot of acceptance
through
all these experiences.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's really changing my perspective on a lot of things.
I was thinking about you the other day.
Ooh.
I was like, damn, Ricardo's so good looking. No, I'm kidding. I mean, you know. No, you are. But yeah. I was thinking about it. I'm like, Ricardo, there's one TikTok that you posted that really struck out to me. And you're like, my future wife. I want to do this for my future wife. And throughout me knowing you and the big bad secrets that we talk about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We have a lot of
outside of this podcast, which we won't go into.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's just more. I feel like you, and it's very inspirational and admirable, by the way, and it's nothing bad. But I feel like you do a lot of things in future state for the hopes of your person. And I feel like you're not looking for your own identity, or you're doing it for yourself. Mm. Do you feel that way?
I do. I feel like the best moments of when I'm happier, my happiest moment is when I'm living in the future, not when I'm living in the present. So like for me, like when I'm thinking of like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do that, then I'm the happiest. Like I'm always like, oh man, like imagine if I finally sit down with Evie and we have a podcast. Like I'm constantly imagining things. Mm-hmm. And also I'm imagining what it would be like to have a future wife, a future fiance. Like all these steps, I'm imagining what it's going to be like and how I'm going to act. and all of that. So like for me, it's like I'm always living in the future, which is not a good thing, I don't think.
You're idealizing life.
I'm a daydreamer. Yeah, it's not a good thing. I don't think it's a good thing because a lot of times like I don't live in the moment.
That's where it's not good.
Yeah.
Also, you know, coming from somebody like me, I had the guy, I had the ring, I had the job, I had my kids, I had the house, I had the wedding. Like, you know, I got all of that checklist that we're supposed to be looking at, right?
Right.
And I still ended up divorced.
Tell us more about this story, because I feel like your story is very much like one of those where you finally achieve everything that I want in the future.
And I think a lot of people our age want that.
Yeah. And then to see the ending though. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I think it's just more, I idealize all of these tangible things.
Okay.
And it's like, I don't look back at assessing my trauma.
Right.
Because everything that falls apart, or you getting into a relationship that's you're forcing or is not meant for you, that's some part of trauma in you that you haven't faced yet.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
Okay.
So, you know, I did therapy. You're doing therapy.
Yeah.
You know, that's big. And I think it's more trying to understand, like, what is so missing inside of me that keeps making me want to, let's say, people please, or, you know, cater to a one-sided relationship, which I had throughout my whole marriage.
Right.
And it didn't affect me until I had kids and I had to take care of my children and pivot that mindset into my kids, because my husband is a grown man.
Right.
And essentially in my mind, he could take care of his own.
Yeah.
But I grew I catered our relationship to where I mothered him. Why did I do that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's just natural instincts for a woman to do that, I think.
I wonder, like, where's that people pleasing just coming from? Like, because I had a conversation with my therapist, and she was like, she kind of like rocked my whole world. She fucked up my whole week.
Did you cry about it?
No, I did not cry. I tried.
You tried.
I even watched some like sad movies because I wanted to share some tears. But Shorty asked me like about my childhood, blah blah blah, and I was like, okay, here's what happened. Like, I basically, like, obviously my Haitian background is most Haitian parents, for them is like providing or caring for a child is like, here is food, here is a house to stay in.
That's it.
And then here's education. So these three things, if they have these three things checked up, for them, they're like doing good. Like, they don't care about the child's emotional needs. Like, literally, most of the times, I'm the one who always, like, I go to school by myself, come back to school by myself. And it's like, there's a lot of things that I had to learn on my own. And then I was telling the therapist this, I was like, hey, like, this is how it was back then. It's like normal in my culture. And then she's like, you do realize that you basically raise yourself all by yourself. I was like, oh, fuck. He's like, yeah, everything you learn, everything you're doing, the world that you create around you, you had to do it on your own. You had nobody to bounce ideas on. You had no validation from the external world. That's why you kind of like seeking for that validation from other people, especially when it comes to like the people that you're intimate with. And I was like, oh shit, okay, yeah, I guess.
You're like, okay, let's.
So yeah, I'm like, yeah,
I did therapy. I didn't ask you to call me out.
I'm like, okay, you saying way too much right now. Like, hold on, calm down, woman. And then now I'm just like, okay, this is where my people pleasing is coming from. Is like, I want to kind of like make sure everybody around me is okay. And I want to make sure like everybody around me is smiling and having a good time, even to my own detriment. And I'm just like, maybe I'm trying to figure out like, where did yours come from? Like, you trying to people please and like taking care of a grown man that's supposed to be able to take care of himself in that way.
Well, I'm the oldest daughter.
Okay.
And I think what you mentioned about like your Haitian culture, this is how it is for them.
Right.
I think it's a lot of immigrant culture, to be honest with you. Like, I kind of grew up similar.
Right.
And being the oldest daughter with tons of other siblings, I had to actually grow up and be the parent. And I kind of just was forced into that role. Like, I was 5 years old, and my grandma, who raised me while my mom moved to Canada for a bit, she was teaching me how to hand wash dishes.
Oof.
She would send me to the backyard, and she would bring me to the maids.
Okay.
And I would have to learn how to do laundry as well, like the board washing and everything. Like, I learned how to do all of that, and it's like a core memory of mine, because it's like, wow, I really did that. Like, why am I doing that?
At 5 years old, too.
Yeah, at 5 years old, I didn't even know. Maybe it was fun for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a 5-year-old. I don't teach him that.
You don't teach him that? Why not?
Well, nobody does board washing for laundry anymore.
Well, true. But, like, do you teach him, like, the basic, like, how to take care of himself and all of that?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's part of, like, me feeling like I'm good as a parent, you know? Like, I teach my kids good manners, good habits to pick up on, cleaning up after themselves. My kids are so great. Like, the one thing that I really, like, feel that my main goal is as a mother now is just more, I want to make sure that my kids didn't grow up with the lack of privilege that I had growing up.
Okay. Do you feel like that kind of, like, shaped you into who you are as a person right now?
I think so. I think it made me really resilient.
Okay.
I'm also quite more empathetic towards people. Doesn't seem like it. I do get called. I look very intimidating in person.
You're a sweetheart.
You're like, what?
You know, you're a sweetheart. I remember the first time I met you, I did feel that way at first. And I was like, the more you get to know her, you're like, oh, she has like a little...
I told you all I'm nice. Take that, Hinge.
Yeah, Hinge. I haven't been on Hinge in like...
Since I told you to delete it.
I'm so much happier.
I'm such a hypocrite. I'm still on it.
You still on it?
Apparently,
like the guys on there is just like horrible, but hey.
Yeah.
We're to each. I'm not even going. I remove myself from that place. That I've been going to. I know we like all over the place, but it's fine.
Just cut it into whatever.
It's called an authentic conversation for a reason, because like we've had these type of conversation even when we're not in front of a microphone. This is our
conversation on a regular basis.
Yeah, we talk about like stuff.
Like I wonder
everything.
if we have ADHD. It's like, oh yeah, and then this topic.
Let me call my therapist to know if
add that on the notes. Do I have ADHD?
But that's the thing about conversations, though. It's like you flow into all types of different pockets. Like we don't have to stay on one sentence or like a sentence. We don't have to stay in one topic for the conversation to flow. And that's what I liked about you too, is like we can talk about everything and anything. The only difference is now because like there's an audience listening to this, so I'm just like and not even we don't have to censor it per se, but like in my head I'm like if I was listening to this and I remember I ask you a question about people pleasing, and in my head like if I'm listening to this, I would be like, oh, like, did he get an answer yet? Did he get an answer yet about, like, people pleasing? But if you haven't got the answer yet, for me in my brain, like, I'm picturing myself outside of this, like, watching this. And then I'm like, okay, did she answer the people pleasing thing? No, she hasn't. Answer it? I don't think you have.
Okay.
Ooh, we're back to people pleasing. People pleasing.
I think that relates back to my trauma. Okay. Again, I mentioned like I was a parentified child, so I was forced into parenting really early, and because I catered to my younger siblings, like I was always trying to read the room, and that kind of translated into me wanting to make sure I didn't upset anybody. Okay. I also have a stepfather. Mm-hmm. He's still around, but I'm not around them anymore. But he's a little bit toxic.
Really?
And I'm really downplaying this right now.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I would say that there was a form of there's a level of abuse that I definitely experienced throughout my childhood, which made me kind of think like, okay, if I walk into a room right now and I can sense like what your mood is, that's me people pleasing, because then I'm going to make sure that I cater to that mood. I do that a lot at work. When I used to work more corporate in offices.
Okay.
And I like working beside CEOs all the time, you know, like, and I used to work more in back-end operations or finance as my professional background.
Okay.
And so it would be working with CFOs, CEOs, vice presidents, and really, they're not nice.
Right.
And you got to figure out what they like, how they like it, when they expect it.
Yeah.
Like, all of those things. It's like you're an EA, but you're not. And then, you know, for them to be happy, you got to achieve all of this stuff too.
Very entitled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I guess for their position, I guess, but it's like,
I think that's their norm, though. I don't know if that's entitlement, because that, like, we're thinking more corporate world.
Right.
That's what their expectations are.
Huh. That's why I have a problem with authority. Like, I cannot stand people that think like they're above people.
Me too.
I'm just like, okay, bro, like, we both take shits in the morning. Like,
I know. Well, imagine, like, I'm in IT.
Yeah.
And immediately, and this is why I don't even go on camera when I'm hosting meetings or at meetings, is the minute they see me and they already know I'm a woman,
Right.
it's just, there's a level of patriarchy that comes with IT.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's a very male-dominated field. And so for them, there's a lot of mansplaining happening. And then they don't realize until the very end of the session, I actually very much know what they're talking about.
Oh, shit.
You know?
Do you call it out, or do you feel like it's not, you just pick your battles? You're like,
I think it depends on my mood. Like, sometimes I'll call it out. Like,
Okay.
like, you know how I am. I'm a pretty confident
Yeah.
person. I will tell it like it is.
Yeah.
And I don't really know how to have a filter.
Yeah.
But, you know, when you're working, and sometimes some people don't get it, and you just kind of, again, this is reading the room. Like, do I sit here and call you out and embarrass you in front of your colleagues and my colleagues? Or do I prove my worth and show you so that you earn that, or I earn that respect from you, even though naturally from a male coworker, you've already given him that respect.
Shit.
Yeah.
So you work in IT, very confident person.
I think so.
Glow,
The hesitation.
glow is top notch.
Oh, thank you.
And then you recently started. Like, I knew about this book.
You knew about it when I first thought of the concept.
Yeah.
You're one of the first people that I've actually talked to about it.
I remember that.
Yeah.
And then fast forward, I think like a year.
Year-ish?
Yeah. And you fucking did it.
I know.
Holy shit.
I really did it.
Should we like promote it? Like, is this like a moment where we're like,
okay, yeah.
This is her book.
This is my book. It's called All I Needed Was Flowers. The cover page for this is actually my wedding photos.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay, I did not even pay attention to that detail. That's sick.
Yeah. See, I thought about everything.
Whoa. And she's a genius. Okay, talk about it. Like, I was reading a little bit of it. I'm still waiting for mine, which I'm very annoyed by the fact that I have to wait until Sunday to get mine. But I was reading, I was upstairs reading a little bit of the book, and then
I had a gun held to you. I'm
you
better read this.
Yeah, read this, or I'm not doing your podcast. And I was like, okay, fine.
I'm going home.
I'll come to your podcast.
I'm taking my garlic breath with me.
Yeah, she had shawarma before she came here. That's the one thing you don't do before you go to do anything. Because I did do that doing a date too. Yeah, I have so many date stories that's just like.
Me too. I wrote quite a few of them here.
I cannot wait to get to this part. Now I understand why I'm single, because I know for sure I'm a villain in someone's story. But back to the book. Oh no, for sure I have so many villain stories. Back to the book.
Yeah. So I started drafting this concept of my book when I was still living with my ex-husband. Of course, there's a lot of qualms or logistics when you separate from a marriage with kids, of course. And,
Okay.
you know, like I mentioned, I bought a house, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And I started writing, my very first poem was actually to my husband, which is the second poetry written in this book. And I was just in my basement and, you know, crying in my feelings. And I've already called it off with him. And I'm recollecting, like, my life that I built with him.
Right.
I was with him for 7.5 years. That's a long time.
Yeah.
And we met when we were kids, and essentially we grew as adults.
Right.
And we drifted apart. And that's okay. But this really sparked my idea of, you know, I'm going to get back into poetry. It's always been a passion of mine.
Right.
I've been writing poetry since I was 13, and I don't know how to verbally express my feelings well,
Yeah.
especially when I'm trying to be very vulnerable with somebody that I have really deep feelings for.
Okay.
So I write about it.
Right.
And so that's what I've been doing throughout this. Like, you know, I have a little bit of me from my divorce process to getting back into the dating world. By the way, I was really naive when I first started dating. It was very scary and not that cute. It's still not that cute.
Still a mess. Still a mess. Still a mess.
It's still a mess.
Yeah.
I'm still very much single because of it.
Hey, man. Proper men's out there.
Yeah.
What's
Slide
the
in my DMs,
What's the
please.
criteria? Listen,
Pay for the date.
yeah, exactly. Pay for the date. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Don't pay for the date on the first date. Fucking
Yeah.
dumbass, man. Oh,
It's
I
okay,
still
you got
cringe.
her. You got
yeah,
her.
I got her, but like I could have missed.
You got her, but
Anyways.
you lost her.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
Oh, listen. Everything happened for a reason.
Yeah.
You know. Again, like acceptance.
Yes, exactly.
Acceptance.
You got to see the silver lining in a lot of these things.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I got to accept things for what they are. And I'm just like, I'm just at peace. I think that's what it is. I think I'm at peace.
That's good.
Yeah. I think
I'm proud of it. It took you so long to get to this.
Yeah. I was a mess a couple of,
When I met you, you were a mess.
yeah, I was a mess.
Yeah.
Still, but it's a work in progress. Like, I feel like my heart is like more zen. Like,
That's good.
I don't chase things. I'm okay with things not working out. I'm just in my own world. I'm building my own world.
You're finally focusing on yourself.
Yes. Instead of focusing on other
You're
things.
not catering to other people. You're not people pleasing.
Which is amazing.
I'm very proud of you for that.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. And finally, I can take a compliment.
Ah,
'Cause
there you go.
I never.
I'm still not good at that.
Yeah.
I hate that. It makes me so uncomfortable.
Me too. Me too. But listen, therapy session, if you can afford it.
Do
I know
it.
Yeah, I know it's very like taboo.
Yeah. I love that you are a man that's cultured that is doing this, because it's so frowned upon and I don't get it. Like, you're a man, you can express your feelings, you can be emotionally intelligent, you can be in tune with your feelings, you can say, I'm feeling sad for absolutely no reason, I need a day. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know why there's shame involved in that.
There's a lot of reasons why it's like that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So for me, I like it goes back to what you were saying about like the way I perceive my future partner, and sometimes I think about like too much in the future and all of that. It's just like I want to be a healed version of myself for that person, not just for myself, but also for the person that's going to be coming into my world. Like, that's all I want to do. Like, I inspired to be the best version of me, so that I can not cater to that person, but like so that I can welcome this person into my life. If I don't do the work now, then it's just gonna be me bleeding on someone else. That's how I look at it. It's just gonna be me hurting someone else for no reason. Like, a lot of times where I'm talking to someone and I realize some sort of like a triggered, and I'm like, oh shit, like I know why I'm being triggered. I'm so like, I've become so aware of like the things that I think it's the development of like something in your brain.
Did your frontal lobe finally develop? I'm so proud of you. How old are you again? You're a little delayed here.
No, it's a different thing, bro. It's like, what the fuck?
Ricardo admitting on his own podcast that he's like a little bit behind, but it's fine. We listen. We don't judge.
We don't judge. Hey, I'm slow. With a lot of things, I have a slow processing thing. Like I don't know how to upgrade it. Like I have a slow processing thing. Something traumatic will happen to me.
Does it take you a while to be like, oh damn, that hit?
Yeah, in the moment, I'm like, okay, cool, all right, and then
2 days later, not cool.
3 days later, I was like, what the fuck? Hey, yo, come back here. Like I would just be like, it's a very slow. Oh, my mom's calling me. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Hello.
I also do that. Do you know what that is?
No.
So EFT tapping is where you tap like certain points of your body.
Okay.
And because of the movement of tapping, it taps into your nervous system. And no, not there.